Good day, friends. Miloa here. Today I am going to make a valiant attempt to finish out the Before the Shadow new 2 zones. So let's go ahead and let's get started. First, I want to go turn in a couple of quests. If I can figure out where in the world I am. I'm over here. Okay. I gotta collect ranger caches is what I'm looking for at the moment, looks like. Oh, let's get some music going. Can't go adventuring without some music. Let's see, what am I in the mood for today? We'll do sound cinematics. Alrighty. Okay. And we're off. Let's see. There's a ranger here in the middle of nowhere. Ever since the terrible wraiths attacked the ford, we have endured the onslaught of the dead. They rise and press the attack, and though we defeat them, always they return. Alright, we gotta fight alongside him, looks like. Oh, my volume is down in game. That's right, we were watching Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King last night, so I turned everything off. Okay. And then we've got one more cache to go find. There it is. Got the ranger cache. Now back to go talk to Menelder.
I have given Halbarad our warning. He does not want to believe it, but he must.
He says he has seen creatures bearing the white hand in recent days. He thought they were led by one of their own kind, but our tidings have made him doubt. I've been thinking about something else, Miloa. Do you remember the token we found buried at Herne? What if the riders left a similar device behind here as well? I think we should look for one.
Evil hides no longer.
Well, that's an upgrade. I'll take that. Let's look at these piles of dirt. Nothing there. How about this one? Your fingers closed on something in the dirt, a skull-shaped token made of bone.
I thought so.
These creatures have a knack of stirring nearby creatures to madness, and for leaving disorder in their wake. Perhaps our removal of this token will slow the onslaught of the dead upon the defenders here.
Thank you for bringing back these supplies. We will have need of them.
If it is true that Saruman and the other wizards have turned against us, Halbarad shakes his head. It is not that I distrust your word, Miloa, but Menelder broke his oath to the Dunedain, and that is a matter of great shame for us. Not just for him, but for all of us. Is it not the failing of an entire village when one of its own is found wanting? But sure is such is our need that I cannot turn even Menelder away, as was my first instinct. The rangers are scattered and in disarray, and I need every man, aye, and every elf too. Some nice shoulders.
I will tell you what happened.
And then I have a task for you and Menelder to accomplish. Evils walk the land, and I can deny none who are willing to help us fight them.
Night had fallen on the 22nd of September, when our courage was tested. An unnatural fog rolled in, changing the contours of the land, and we were seized by a feeling of dread unlike anything we had felt before.
My own heart was seized by a terrible foreboding, but I had the duty of command and would not abandon it. I want you to know this, Miloa, before I tell you the events that followed. These men and women that stood with me on that night, there was not a single drop of cowardice among them, but we had no idea what we would face on that night.
The dead rise! The dead!
The barrows are emptied!
Dunedain! Do not give in to fear!
Gotta make sure that I don't end up being the tank.
Forward, Dunedain!
Yes, please, I don't want to fight in those puddles.
What is that?
There's another!
You're not welcome here! Leave this land!
Oh, crap. All 9 of them.
None can stand before us.
Go back, vile creatures, and never return! Stand, Dunedain! Protect the Shire!
That was scary, Halbarad.
The number of the terrible wraiths was 9.
Though not all those who defended Sarnford knew what that meant, as I did. We defied those black riders for as long as we could, but that is not an evil against which any man or any woman can be expected to stand for long. I do not judge any who ran, or any who hid themselves, for those of the riders who did not pass into the Shire pursued the Dunedain they found into the wild. There are still rangers in the Shire, and I know they will do what they must to save the hobbits from these black riders. But more of my kin were scattered across Cardolan by those of the riders that did not cross the Brandywine, and we will need their strength in the days ahead if they still live. That is what I need from you and from Menelder. I need you to track down survivors of the attack and learn how they fared in the days since my people were scattered like leaves in the wind. This will not cure Menelder's shame or restore his broken oath, but it may reveal the nature of his heart. If he bears any love for his former kin, let him show it by aiding them now. You, Miloa, are free to do as you will, but know that It will be of great help to the Dunedain if you aid us in this, and I will not forget it. Unfortunately, I can't wear the cloak because I've got my XP thing bound.
Many of my kin were scattered across the South Downs in the wake of the attack.
And I fear at least 4 of the Black Riders may harry the Rangers among the hills. Save the Dunedain you can, help them recover from their injuries, and restore what safety you can to the South Downs. If you see the wraiths, hide if you can, but run if you must. There is a power and an evil about them I have never seen before.
Any search of the South Downs should begin near Coronost.
It commands a view of the surrounding lands, and I believe any rangers seeking to return from their escape will make for it. When last I walked the rolling hills of the South Downs, there were elves camped east of the river, just on the other side of Coronost. Let us begin our search there. Okay, first, I'm gonna sell off a little bit of the junk that I have.
Welcome, friend.
Okay, there's a stable there. I don't know if I have it though.
Hello there.
I'm just gonna use a coin.
What can I do for you?
Okay. I'm gonna set this milestone as well.
The news you bring fills me at once with hope and despair. We have been looking into the situation with the orcs and, more recently, the restless dead. It is good to see friendly faces after the days we have had.
Rangers assemble here to recover from their wounds, and so far we have remained beneath notice of the terrible shadows that chased us from Sarn Ford. We are the lucky ones. Not all of my friends have been so fortunate. If you can thin the numbers of our foes in the surrounding areas, other rangers may be able to make it here to Surland.
Hail, traveler!
Beware the servants of the enemy.
I welcome your aid.
Okay. Got a couple of things to do around here. Unlikely acquaintances. They want us to collect some Athelas. Okay, here's the Athelas.
You're the one Rendell mentioned, yeah? No ordinary traveler would go around seeking danger. Well, I've got something to ask of you. I'll be honest, I don't have anything to give you in return yet.
Looks like there's a bunch of stuff over here. So we're gonna go over there, see what we can pick up. This, well, that's not too bad. Mind you. I should have probably gone that way. And I can't get back up here, can I? Dang it. Okay. Guess we're gonna go into this ruined city. I'm just gonna apply my right hand rule here, so we'll just keep going right whenever we can. Okay, we found one of the towers. wonder if there's... Looks like there's a path up here that I gotta go to. So I'm still looking for the eastern tower and the southwestern tower. I see a ring. Not here. Yay, I found the next tower. Oh, and there's a treasure cache over here. Oh, okay, there's stairs going down.
Hail, hail, and well met indeed!
Gotta go ignite a black crate. Oh, there's the black crate. Okay, so that apparently gave him time to get away. I was the distraction. I'm looking for one more tower. Let's set it as quest guide focus. Wonder if I missed the eastern tower as I was coming in. Yes. Nope. But this is where I gotta look. Okay. The crumbled towers. Oh, it's actually back at the beginning. Eastern tower is all the way over here. Hey! I found all the towers. Let's go turn all these in and see what we're up to next.
I am grateful for your help. Milanion has returned and brought word of your deeds.
Oh, that's all that's left then? Well, I'll figure something out.
Beware the servants of the enemy. I welcome your aid.
Oops, I
Have you a
forgot-
moment?
Got to read the quest.
No, I've already told Watkin. I do not require a reward, coin or otherwise. Watkin's suspicions are not unfounded. I used to be a ranger, but I've long since severed my ties.
Huh, maybe Rendell isn't so bad after all. I guess it's time I told my story too.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Hail again! This time under much better circumstances. My mother's grief is a dangerous thing.
Looks like we got one more quest back in that area. Break the arrows. What does that one require? Oh, we just gotta collect orc bows. Okay, that'll be quick. Let's go do that. just looking for scouts because they're the ones with bows. Bonfire. Alright, can I ride back now? Let's turn these in.
Have you a moment?
Okay, next up we are there at Scarlock Farm. They're back there. Past revealed. It's all the way back there. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna move on to the next town until I've completed the first two. So let's go do this one. Hobby horse. As soon as we cross the bridge, we can go off-roading.
saw a light in the sky. I see so many lights, but this one's bellow tore through the air.
Okay, we found her. Next, we're gonna go do past revealed. This new zone is definitely so pretty. Looks like we're shooting for that spot in the distance over there. Well, we made it to the base of this tower. There's Randall.
What kind of misfortunes led these people here, I wonder? To commit such acts of warmongering, to fuel their hunger for power.
It's one of those. Okay, I do not need them named. Right now, at least. I do, however, still looking for another captain. Ah, there's a captain over there. We'll just pull all these together.
I only hope he realizes that there is more to life than just survival. Perhaps with my help, if he's willing.
A nice bracelet. Okay, that's it. We should be able to go back to Karanos now. So I'm just gonna ride my horse to Sarnford and we'll take the stable.
Hello there.
Let's see if there's any tasks that I can turn in. Yeah, I can do those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Got my 5 for the day.
Well met, honored friend.
Alright. I'm gonna take a quick bio break before I ride off to the next area. I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. We are now going to head up to Skurlock Farms.
What can I do for you?
Honderod sent you to us. I'm glad he still lives.
Too many of my folk were scattered into the wild by the attack of the terrible riders, and some were slain even as they ran. Those who survived made for this farm, and there must be other safe havens as well. Safe, did I say? No place is safe. I have not seen any sign of the riders for 2 days, but there are orcs and half-orcs gathering in the South Downs, and they are ever a threat.
Half-orcs gather around Amon Fian, the Dead Mount, a place of ill omen to the east.
And some of them have dared venture near to this farm. I suspect they may hold orders that guide their movements. Find these orders if they exist and return to me with what you have found. When we know what they seek to achieve and how their movements align with those of the Black Riders that attacked us, we will be better able to oppose them. Okay.
A band of goblins took over the Hove farm. Oh, hello. Did you come here from the west?
Greetings. I heard Edru talking to you about our farm.
It looks like there's a little spot up there. Cluster of rings and stuff. So let's head over there. So it looks like the farm ahead is on fire. Okay, here's the toolbox. Oh, the lag is really bad here. It's taking forever for my skills to go off. Alright, here we go. Let's talk to Arwell. Okay, we'll go to that Ammon Fern spot for the half-orcs. We'll just go up and over this ridge. There's supposed to be half-orcs here now. Yep, here we go. That way the attack will come from both directions, north from Blue Mountains and south up the Greenway. Your force will bear a great deal of the weight, for I do not trust the goblins will do their part. They were given their orders, but I know those creatures, and they lack the care or fortitude of your sort. They have claimed the ruins northwest of the Dead Mount, but whether they can be counted on, well, you know goblins. It would not surprise me to learn they have left their own orders lying about. Bring the half-orc orders to the farm. Okay. We'll head back to the farm now.
You found them. Now I can start to pitch in around here.
You did it! You really did it!
Half-orcs working with goblins. Sounds as if neither side is very happy about it.
But I cannot tell from this what their overall scheme might be, or for whom they toil. A half-orc held the quill that penned these orders, I believe, not one of those terrible writers. But for whom did the half-orc write them? If the author of these orders is to be believed, we might learn more from the goblins that dwell at the ruin northwest of Ammon Fern. How near you those are called. Let us hope the goblins are as careless with their own orders as the half-orcs believe them to be. It looks like we're heading to those ruins up there. It's kind of nice navigating and exploring some landscape that I've not done before in LOTRO. Oh, here's Herander.
Alas for Caras Galebrin. Alas for the Meodine. Alas for Caras Galebrin. Alas for the Meodine.
Alright. If you've done the missions, you'll recognize some of these locations. Okay. Now I gotta go do boars and lynx, and they're probably gonna be outside. And I think they're gonna be in this goblin cave. Alright. These lynx sure like the rocks. One more lynx, and then I gotta go find some boar. This is where it would have been nice to have a hunter, because hunters can track. Now I just have to run around and hope that I can find some boar. Ah, found my first boar. Here's another one. 2 more. Yay, I found my last boar. Okay. Alright, let's go turn it into Herender.
Many are the wounds of war that scar these lands. Many are the wounds of war that scar these lands.
Okay, first we're gonna go back to Scarlock Farms. Getting there. Sorting the papers. That might be it. Okay. Let that be a lesson to you goblins then. The big ones have ways of dealing with treachery, and if you work against their goals, what happened to the last batch can happen to you and yours as well. You'll be told what you need to know when you have need of it, and not before. The Dark Lord will repay us for our service. Why else would the very wisest throw their lot in with him, even as we have done? The dwarves will be easily manipulated. They will follow Skorgrim wherever he leads them, no matter who leads Skorgrim. I trust the Gaunt Lord can do this, and that should be enough for you lot. The attack will come from both directions, down from the Blue Mountains and up the Greenway from across the Old Barrows. Even now the Witch King works to raise the spirits of the dead, with the aid of the Grey Fear. None will stand against him or against us. It was the fear that laid waste to the old kingdom that once stood here, and see what little of that remains. The shadow rises in Angmar, but it needs time to gather its strength. Not much time, but time all the same. That's what we're for, my gang and you lot. Just don't get in the way of the riders or the Grey Fear. No one would save you then, and you wouldn't want them to. You would just yearn for death. What the fear would do to you doesn't bear thinking about. So you stay out of their way. These are the Dark Lord's most valued servants. You and me are just worms to such as them, and worms can get squashed if they haven't got brains enough to get clear. We'll be called on when we're needed.
I don't like the sound of that. Any of that.
Not only do servants of the White Hand move openly in Swanfleet, but in Cardolan and beyond there are powers at work. The Witch King and the Black Riders, goblins and half-orcs making common cause, and now the Dwarf Rebellion led by someone named Skorgrim. Judging from his name, he is no Longbeard, but if he leads an army out of the Blue Mountains, we will be hard-pressed to deal with him, no matter who he might be. You tell Meneldir that Skorgrim was a Dourhand war leader, but he perished long ago. Perhaps this is another one of them, my friend, but there is something else too. Those orders speak of something called the Grey Fear. That is a familiar title, but I cannot remember why, and that worries me. Alright, got a new jacket.
This has given us a lot to think about. But what is the Grey Fear?
Yay, I got to level 28. I am most concerned about these mentions of something called the Grey Fear. Is it a person, a spirit, or something else? Whatever it may have been, if it is responsible in some way for the fall of Cardolan or the breaking of Arnor, we need to prevent it from working a similar evil against us today. What does Melanfang have to say about this?
The Grey Fear? No, I've never heard of anything by that name.
Is it possible it might be a disease or an ailment of some kind? I seem to remember there was a scholar among the Dunedain who dwelt among the ruins of old Cardolan, though his name escapes me. Handerot may know of his whereabouts. He was encamped outside Karanost, was he not? Perhaps you should return and ask him. Okay, back to Karanost we go.
Greetings, friend.
Beware the servants of the enemy. Someone or something called the Grey Fear, you say?
I've not heard of such one being involved with the ruination of the Old Kingdom, but I am no scholar. You should speak with Narndir, if you can find him. He always possessed a keen interest in the history of Cardolan, and was always to be seen writing in one of his many journals. Something in your expression brings Handerot to a halt, and he stares at you questioningly. Reluctantly, you tell him that Narndir was slain by Black Riders during the flight of Sarnford, and that you and Meneldur discovered his body just off the road northwest of Herne. I'm very sorry to hear that, but especially so for Meneldur. I know they were close. Narndir never had a bad word to say about Menelder. Even after he left us, it was not so for many others. Handerid idly drums his fingers upon the hilt of his sword. Perhaps Narndir can still help us, Miloa. I told you the journals he kept. Well, I know at least one place where he hid some of them. To the east, beneath one of the towers of Karanost, there was a hollow place. Search there and see if Narndir recorded anything of this grey fear in the years before he perished. You should bring the journal to the location it describes, the throne room of Karanost. Okay. I always try not to hit the water and I still hit the water. This appears to be the location about which Narndir wrote. Okay. The writing is so evocative, you can almost imagine King Thrandir II is there.
You will think I have taken leave of my senses.
Narndir writes, but after so much study I feel as if I have come to know these figures of ancient past. When they suffer, I suffer. When they mourn, I mourn. And when they triumph, oh no, one could understand the joy I feel at their triumphs, few though they might have been in those dark years. I feel as if I know them. Amleth the Bolder, once Prince of Cardolan, and then later Prince of Athedian at Fornost, Eldamasil, Prince of Rudar, Kinslayer and Accursed, and Prince Tarandor, with whom I feel a close bond. The third and youngest son of King Erendur of Arnor was doubted not only by his brothers, but also by his own people. Those who lived in Cardolan during his rule as prince called him Tarandor the Afterthought, but it was an epithet he would overmaster. When corrupt nobles promised plunder to the whole folks tribes in the south if they rose up against the prince, he rode forth and vanquished the invaders. Tales of his valor grew, and Tarandor the Afterthought became Tarandor the Forthright, beloved by his people. So it was that when Erendur, king of Arnor, and father of these three princes, died of an illness without naming a successor, there was more than one claimant to the throne. There might have been blood spilt then, as there would be later, but Amleth suggested a compromise. Let the kingdom of Arnor be divided, he said to his brothers, with each of us to rule a province in friendship and alliance with each other. Tarandor then became not a prince but a king, and he was known as King Tarandor II, for there he had already been a Tarandor in the line. As the king of Cardolan, he ordered a throne built and a crown forged at Caranost, and the fortress became the capital and the new ruling seat of the young kingdom. And even now, as I write these words, I feel tears welling in the corner of my eyes, for I see the seed of treachery and death growing in the very foundation, for now what next must transpire. You should bring the journal to the location it describes at Amonfern. Okay, that's all the way over there. I'm gonna stable to Skurlock Farms. Okay, I'm gonna take the stable to Skurlock Farm.
How can I be of service?
Stupid lag. I'm still calling my horse.
Arthedain, Cardolan, and Rudar were enmeshed in bloody fighting for near all the years of their existence.
Writes Narnder, but few battles had such a cost as the Battle of the Deadmount. 400 years after hated Ildamasil slew his brother Tarandor, another king of Rudar marched deep into the kingdom of Cardolan. King Malgan it was who broke the gates of Karanost at the head of an army of hillfolk. Much of the royal family was slain on that day, but Malgan was able to find King Artendil. Sensing his strength was near to overreach, the king of Rudar and his armies fled across the South Downs. Maddened by his grief, King Artendil pursued them, and at last the soldiers of Cardolan caught up to the fleeing Roderim at a hill among the barrows. It is said they fought so fiercely that blood ran down the sides of the hill in great rivulets, and bodies filled the gullies at its feet, and with the fighting was done, both Artendil and Malgan were dead, each having dealt a death blow to each other. The hill is known today as the Deadmount. Red flowers bloomed there ever after, and to this day I picked one of those flowers on an overcast afternoon when the sky was grey and it seemed rain must soon fall, but it never did. I enclosed the flower within my journal. It will be a reminder to me that there can be beauty even in sadness. A faded red blossom is tucked between two leaves of Nardir's journal, and it crinkles as you turn the page.
After King Artendil fell at the Deadmount, it was Armandir who rallied what remained of the host.
The Lord of Cherngothad and Keeper of the Barrows, who rallied that remained of the Cardolatrim host. Crying the king's name as he charged, Armandir rode down the fleeing men of Rudar. The son of Malgan was captured and later ransomed, and a costly peace between the kingdoms was purchased. The crown of Cardolan was offered to Amondir then, but he refused it. He would not name himself king, and instead he took the title of prince. He would rule from Dol Ernal, his own keep, in Turn Garthad. The primacy of Cardolan waned, and Elendil's line now only held true in Arthedain. Amondir rode to Fornos to offer his fealty, and with the reunification of Arthedain and Cardolan beneath Argaleb, the newly crowned king of Arnor, there was once again hope for this line of Elendil and the troubled kingdoms of the Dunedain. But it would not last, for there was power behind Rudor's evil, and it walked in secret. Okay, we gotta go all the way over there now. Alright, I'm gonna go to Skurlock Farms and take a stable to Andrath, I guess. I don't really like when there's so much back and forth over the map. For me, it just seems that it's a time-wasting tactic that they use.
Hello there.
How can I be of service?
Hey, Happy New Year, Balthazar! Hey, yeah, no, I can totally work on that. I do have one that I created a while back, but, it was more on... What was it on? Give me 1 second, let me pull it up. Let's see. Nope, doesn't look like I have one on that. Yeah, no, I can totally work on that. So virtues for soloing and raids for all classes. Yeah, we can definitely do one like that. Let me make a note of that.
The statue of Luilos is said to be among these ruins.
After Hrudau's most recent defeat, the armies of the Witch King required time to recover.
During that time, their evil master turned to sorcery to bedevil his enemies. In secret, he came to the barrows and walked among them, whispering to the dead. Unknown to those living nearby, long-buried lords and kings stirred in their tombs, infested with foul spirits out of Angmar's darkest pits. At the Witch King's bidding, they emerged, legions of the dead, moving silently through the fog, preying on any who strayed too near.
The plague of the dead worsened, and even the children of Cardolan were not safe from it.
Countless children were stolen from their beds, or vanished from within otherwise sturdy and unyielding walls. Desperate to put an end to this nightmare, Prince Amandir set forth on a quest to find the cause of the dead's unrest. He was the lord of Churn Gorthad after all, the keeper of the barrows. What had he to fear from the mist that settled upon the burial mounds? Was it not his people who were buried there? Were they not his own ancestors, his own kind, his own subjects? If he could not ease their burden and restore their restful peace, who could? Even as I write this, I find myself hoping, beyond hope, that the Lord of Churn Gorthad could put an end to it. But this has been my lifelong study, and I know how this tale ends, and it does not end with Amandir, for all his courage and his duty. Prince Amandir disappeared among the barrows. He was never seen again.
It is hard to listen to the words of my friend Nandir, and know he will write no more.
I will keep this journey in memory of him, and I would do so even had we no need of the knowledge contained within. You hand the journal to Meneldir, and he flips through its pages. Was never seen again, he reads, and turns the page. He looks up at you, puzzled. What happened to the rest of Narndir's account? There are several pages missing here. Even if that is the end of Amandir's story, there must have surely been more of Narndir to write. See, the account resumes here, beyond the missing pages. But what was removed, and who removed it?
I think you should return to Ceylon to speak with Hondarad.
After the missing pages, Narndir writes of Dol Ernal, the keep from which Prince Amandir ruled. I will go ahead and see what I can learn from there, but I think you should return to Ceylon to speak with Hondarad. He knew the location where Narndir kept his journal. Perhaps he will know why some of the pages were removed. If you solve that mystery, I will meet up with you again outside Dol Ernal. Okay, this time I am just gonna use my map.
Missing pages? Cannot say I know anything about that.
But I do not think Narndir would have torn pages from his own journal. Someone else must have removed them, although I cannot guess why such a one would return the journal to its hiding place. Handerod rubs the side of his face, thinking deeply. There was one day that I spoke with Narndir, and marked that he acted quite strangely, however. I encountered him on the Greenway, not far from the lone square ruin that stands beside the road to the northwest of Herne. Now that I think on it, his manner was quite peculiar, and it seemed he was not his usual self. What did he say? He said something strange to me, but I cannot remember it. If he did remove pages from his journal, which was not like him at all, that is the only day on which I would believe it. I wish I could remember what he said, but perhaps it will come to me. You should search the square ruin beside the road in Ruddymoor. Maybe you will find something to shed light upon this mystery. Where is... oh, it's over there. Alright, let's take a stable to Herne.
Hello there.
Guess this is the ruin. Alright, here's a cache. The wooden box is empty, already ransacked of its contents by orcs, half-orcs, or goblins. Alright, we're gonna go back to Koronost and then just run into the area there.
Greetings, friend.
Okay, back to Karanost. One more page. Okay, back to Skurlock's farm. So we're gonna stick the stable there. Taking the stable to
What can I do for
Skurlock
you?
Farm. My hand shakes to record this, and I confess trepidation. Should I write this account at all? But that is the duty of an archivist, is it not? To record. To remember, no matter what the cost. Accounts of Prince Amondir's disappearances are few and scattered, but those that remain chill my blood. It is said his cries of terror echoed among the downs for 3 nights as after he disappeared, and when they at last gave way to silence, the fog rolled in from the barrows deeper than ever. 3 sons Amondir had when he died, and the curse that came to fall upon them could not be escaped. One of the dead, a pale shade who appeared as a man-shaped darkness in the fog, its eyes glowing a cold, blank white, appeared several decades after Amondir's disappearance. It seemed intent on hunting them, stalking and slaying them one by one. First Amonhathal, eldest son of Amondir, was found slain, but that was not the worst. Someone had garbed him in white, and he lay before a barrow gate in the downs after becoming separated from his companions in the evening. His face was shriveled, as though he had aged 100 years in a single night. Scarcely 2 years later, his brother Thanandan met an identical fate, though in his case he disappeared from Dol Ernal itself. Men whispered that it was a grey fear that hunted the children of Cardolan, and if even the sons of our vanished Prince Amondir were not protected from it, who could claim safety for any? I hesitated to write of Dol Ernal's curse, to write of this grey fear, but it is my duty. As I have sworn to the Dunedain, so have I sworn to uphold the truth, and I write it here in this journal. Alright, we gotta go find Meneldir. Stable to Andrath.
How can I be of service?
While I'm in this area, may as well.
Would you do something for me?
Brigands may have landed us where we are now, but our way south is impeded as well.
Greetings, fellow traveler.
Might I take a moment of your time?
So we're in the zone, may as well just kill everything we see. Can I get in there even? I don't know. That just doesn't look like the right way in. I'm just beating everything up. I think something is up. No, nothing's up here. I should probably make my way to Benilder. I have a feeling he's gonna send me in here anyways. I feel like I came in the back way. Alright, this is the right way in.
There you are, my friend. I have been speaking with Gorwin, a ranger who keeps watch over Dol Erniel.
And we are both very interested to hear if you have learned anything more of Narndir's journal. She did not know him when he lived, so I have been telling her stories of our childhoods. It is good to remember, I have to admit. But what have you learned? You hand Minildur the journal, and at your direction he reads several pages. There it is again, the grey fear. There is more to learn of this foe, I know it. But listen to this. The battle plan of Angmar was threefold, but Prince Oster learned too late that more than just Amonsul was endangered. He rode north to the defense of Weathertop with most of his household, and only when the southern sky filled with smoke from the great burning did he realize that Cardolan had been ravaged while he was away. He fought the battle of Weathertop through his bleary eyes with tears, and only when it was done did his king give him permission to return. He galloped with utmost haste back to Dol Ernal, but he was unprepared for the sight that awaited him in the throne room. These pages speak of the throne room of Dol Ernal. That is where you should read the rest of the account, Miloa. Gorwin tells me the throne room is north of here, and up several flights of stairs. Okay. Now we're going in the right way. So we're looking for stairs. Okay, here's some stairs. There's the statue of Lulith and Asterin. A plaque reads, Lulith, Princess, Mother, Wife, Champion. Behind the plaque you find a scroll. Okay, here's the throne room. Let's click on the stone seat. You have discovered the stone seat. Okay. Let's read the account.
By the time he finally reached Dol Erneil, Prince Ostyr's keep was a ruined shell.
Its people lay heaped and bloody in the streets, the heads of its defenders mounted on stakes above its gates, and his mother Luleth. There was no sign at all, and in the shattered hall, seated upon Ostyr's throne, was the grave fear. I hesitate to write what I have learned, but I must. My duty compels me to write it, to write the truth. But can it be right to put into words such horror, such shame as this? It wars within me. Prince Ostyr stood in the charnel house that was Dol Erneil, and he looked in the eyes of the creature that sat upon the throne, and he knew the identity of the grey fear. It was Prince Amondir who sat there, Ostyr's own grandfather, but the servant of evil that stared back was a stranger entire. With a horrible smile upon his mocking face, the apparition raised its hand, pointing at Amondir's terrified grandson, and the dead rose. The whites had simply been waiting for their master's command, Nonder writes. Now they emerged from among the slain, including some freshly killed in the recent battle, and they fell upon Ostyr and his knights. Panicking, the prince fled the burning stronghold, escaping into the Barrow Downs, but he might as well have tried escaping a smith's hammer by fleeing to his anvil. The Angmarim were waiting there in ambush for him, and among their number were hill folk, orcs, and the cultists of the Witch King. The dead drove Ostyr dwindling, company straight toward his enemy force, and there in the darkness, caught between the living and the dead, every last one of Cardolin's defenders died. Prince Ostyr perished last of all, sobbing with despair as one of Carndoom's warriors drove a spear of cold iron through his heart. His bones and those of his company vanished among the downs. I have written it. Is that what you wanted of me? I have finished it. My duty is fulfilled. But the account is too terrible. I will tear these pages from my journal, and I will hide them. Yes, let none know who badly the men of Cardolin failed. I will bury the Witch King's victory as deep allows, and so triumph over Angmar myself. The grey fear has not been seen in hundreds of years, and I will not give the creature life by letting this account be read by anyone. If there is any need for these pages in the days to come, I will retrieve them myself, but I can see no such day ahead of us, and that is a blessing. Ah, there's a treasure cache over here. Be sure to pick that up. Okay, I still got some bad guys I need to kill. I think this is a different way down. This is the way I came in earlier. Sorry, just checking my Discord. Seeing what's going on. Alright. Still need one bright collar and 2 warmongers. Ah, here's a bright one. Oh boy, my bags are pretty much full. Still looking for a warmonger. one more. No. I'm getting turned around a bit. That leads out. I don't want to go out. Still need one warmonger. He didn't respawn up here. Ah, there he is. Nope, nope, nope.
Nandia was at Sarn Ford when the Black Riders attacked.
And he fled as the others of the Dunedain did. We found his body not far from the Greenway, and I thought perhaps he made for the gathering places of his kin. But what if it was not so? What if he made instead for the lone square ruin that stands further south beside the Greenway? I wonder. I think he saw the return of the wraiths and believed the grey fear would once again haunt its lands of old. Gardolan, that was. I think he was running to retrieve the torn pages of his journal, Miloa. so the Dundan would know the terror they might be up against. He wanted to arm them with the knowledge of what they might face, but he was struck down by the Black Riders, by the Nazgul, before he could reach the place where he hit the true account. I think Narndir knew the peril and died, trying to warn us of it. The Lord of the Nazgul plans to raise the grey fear from its slumber, endangering all of the North.
I see the hand of the Witch King all about us.
I will tell Gorwyn what we have learned of our foes, but she has kept watch on Dol Ernal for longer than we have. I suggest that you ask her what needs doing in the keep and in blighted Turn Garthod. I see the hand of the Witch King all about us, and it must be opposed if we are able to oppose it. I will be taking a 5-minute bio break, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. Let's carry on. Feels like we're starting to get to the end of this now.
I'm younger than Manel, dear, by some years.
Though we both grew up in Angle of Mythothale, I did not meet him before he left us. His name was always spoken in whispers, a warning to the children that not everyone should take the oath, that not everyone should swear to the life of a Dunedain. Menelder sighs heavily, and Gorwin raises a gloved hand. I do not mean to injure your feelings, Menelder. What I mean is this. I expected a monster. When you came to my camp, I thought you must be fleeing from hardship, escaping from some trouble of your own making. Such were the tales we were told in childhood. But I find instead you are a man, not a monster, and you fight on behalf of those who cannot, willing even to return to your former kin to bring them warning, though they sting you with barbs and biting tongues. I see honor in that. But there are monsters out there, Miloa, real monsters. I do not need to hear the full account of Melinder's fallen friend to know that, for I knew it already, if not its true extent or depth. White's stalk turned Gorthad, and there are other dangerous threats as well. Spine Graban, pestilential crawlers, and the gaunt men who prowl among the barrows. Each troubles the Dunedain and their allies in this land. There are swords both within the keep and without that exude frightening auras of evil, and they must be collected and destroyed, despite the presence of their terrible protectors. Can all this be done? Alright, where's Turn Gorthad? Oh, I guess it's this entire area. Alright, well, I've got a little quest off to the south here, so let's go do that one. And then alright, well, need Graban crawlers, and some of that stuff is going to be to this nut in there. Guess we're heading into this valley then. Here's a crawler. I love that I can throw a beer mug. What is this collect lichen from standing stones? Okay. There's a lot of stones up ahead. Maybe it's over there. I kind of find it funny that the company SSG is Standing Stone Games, and now this expansion especially, they've used Standing Stones, and even the Delving Stones when you load into the missions, literally it looks like their logo. It's a little bit nerdy, but I'm just running around the circle. Oh, there's this gold ring over here.
Will you aid us?
Okay, this takes care of the spirits. Now I just need whites. Yay, level 29. Here's a named. Let's see if I can take it out. These at least count as barrel whites. Okay, let's go turn this one in.
Evil hides no longer.
Nice ring.
What troubles you?
Oh, I already killed these two named. Now I gotta go do it again. They're in there. Okay. I'm close to this Lula thing, so let's go there first.
I am glad to see you again, friend. What have you there? How exciting and frustrating at the same time.
Okay, let's ride up. My bags are so full. I'm gonna go to the camp first. You know what? I do have that marker. I'm gonna do that. Save some time.
Please, stay a moment.
Greetings, traveler.
Alright, I don't want to sell the food stuff or the Atlas or the Universal. That's good. Everything else. Okay, where is he? Okay, there he is.
What would you ask of the Dunedain?
Okay. Next one. Just cancel these tasks because they're annoying. Okay, I'm gonna go to Hearn.
Greetings, friend.
Guess Kai is in the inn. Let's drop in. Okie dokie. That one's done. Next, Andreth.
Hello there.
What can I do for you?
I must admit I did not expect you to return. So quickly, that is.
What do you need?
Hello there! Riongar tells me you have a scroll that you cannot read.
Well met. Well met, fellow traveler.
Alright, I am gonna go take the back entrance again like I did last time. And since we're gonna be here anyways, may as well go do the robbers. It's only Bowman.
What can I do for you?
Oh, okay, finish that quest. Can go turn that in.
What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
What is it?
Not that I can use a shield, but thanks. Okay.
You returned victorious! Most excellent!
Okay, time to go back to the White City, Dol Ernol, and go finish up these last couple of quests. Ah, I just didn't make it. It's right up the ridge. Is the trick here. Come on, you can do it. You did it earlier. Ah, there we go. Here's one of the names that I'm trying to do. Okay. Okay, 2 named are done. Now I need to go collect swords. Question mark? Collect ancient swords among the ruins. There's the sword. Three more to go. The last sword appears to be outside somewhere. Let's go talk to Gorwin. And then I gotta go turn in that other quest as well.
It is no small feat to brave the dangers of Turn Gorthard and the keep of Dol Ernil.
I'm grateful for your efforts on behalf of the Dunedain. Menelder has shown me the account in Narndir's journal of the Grey Fear, and if what the scholar wrote is true, the creature is a spirit drawn from the pits of Angmar, bound to the body of Prince Amandir. In life he was the lord of Tern Gorthad, and Dol Ernal was his home. Surely this site will still have some meaning for him. Does the Grey Fear remain somewhere within the keep, or has the presence of the Witch King and the riders in black already disturbed his slumber?
Those swords should be brought to Halbarad at Sand Ford. He will know how best to deal with them.
And when you return, perhaps you will have learned where the Grey Fear may be found. I agree with Gorwin. The creatures must be somewhere within Dol Ernal. You tell Menelder to be careful, for Narndir's journal paints a frightening and deadly account of the creature that brought death to Cardolan and the line of its princes. I will, my friend, fear not. I will see you when you return. Where is he? Oh, Sarnford. Okay. Well, we gotta ride to go turn in this quest. And then we'll already be halfway to him, so we may as well just then ride the rest of the way.
What troubles you?
So this ties in then to Evendom. That's interesting. I was wondering where it was gonna tie in. Well, I want to really see where the book quest ties in. That's the true trick. Alright. I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna spend the 5 mithril.
I have not forgotten you, nor the warning you brought to us of Sauron.
Let me now put your mind at ease. It seems he is the only of the wizards to betray us, and thank the powers that be so. While you were gone, a rider came up out of the south, Gandalf the Grey, astride a mighty horse, a steed of Rohan. We spoke only briefly, but it was enough to assure me that Gandalf still aligns himself on the side of the free peoples. And yet the wizard's tidings were not all so rosy, for he said that evil forces are now in motion that could threaten the peace and safety of all Middle-earth. He could spare no more time before hurrying into the Shire in pursuit of the Nazgul that preceded him. But what brings you back to this place? You briefly tell Halbarad what you have learned of the Grey Fear, and that Gorwin and Menelder believe it remains hidden. These swords you bring to me will be destroyed, for the runes that cover their faces are evil. But after I see that done, you must return to Dol Ernal. I, and not alone, I and several of my company will go with you. I fear the 2 who remained may be in great danger. And now we gotta go back to Gorwin's camp. Alright, so I am just gonna stable to Andreth. And then we'll ride to their camp.
What can I do for you?
Ah, so there is a shortcut where up here. I thought I had to keep going all the way south to get in there, but doesn't look like it. Looks like you can just cut in this way.
This is what I feared.
Did some evil come to them, or did they foolishly depart in search of it? Gorwin, at least, would have the sense to remain until your return, but of Menelder I cannot say. He has fled his duty before. Might he not do so the same today?
We have no choice now.
We have to search for Gorwin and for Menelder, and hope we are not too late. Prepare yourself, Miloa, and speak to me when you're ready. One way or another, this adventure nears its end.
We will search the keep. Let us hope we are prepared to face whatever we find.
Okay, guys, here we
We
go.
may already be too late. Let us hope we are not.
The tracks lead into Dol Ernal, but the message I read from them is confused. I cannot determine if Gorwin and Menelder came this way in peace, or if their progress was hindered by an onslaught of foes. They were together, at least, of that I am certain. We must follow them. Prepare for battle, friends.
This way.
Have to let Halpered lead and tank. His morale is at least a little bit higher than mine. Here's the throne. There's a trusty dash.
They came this way, but where then did they go?
Here's a trapdoor over here, Harrowbrad. A trapdoor leading to catacombs beneath the fortress? I do not think Gorwin would follow Menadil into such a place, Miloa. We will continue the search up here, but if you think there is a chance the two of them descended into the catacombs, if that is what you believe, I will not stop you from there continuing your search. We will join you below when we have finished looking for them up here. And with fortune, we will bring you word that they are found, and your own search of the catacombs was needless.
Good luck, my friend. We will join you when we can.
I'll find them, Halbrad. I promise. I gotta go this alone, I guess. I'm gonna follow my right-hand rule. Gorwin. You have found Gorwin. She is alive. Something is wrong, Miloa. While you were gone, Menadil and I passed the time in quiet conversation. Nothing seemed amiss for hours, but then, all at once, he leapt to his feet, upsetting his cup and dropping his crust of bread in the dirt. "It is not dark enough for such creatures," he shouted, drawing his sword. "What do you see?" I asked him. But he answered me not. I do not think he heard my words, and he dashed away from the camp and out among the ruins. I gathered up my own equipment and followed him, but for the risk of being cut by one of his blind swings, I dared not get too near. It is a wonder he did not blunder into the wights that prowl the ruins above, or perhaps it is not. They might not have understood the words he spoke, and believed his swings were made at them. But I heard the words. He does not know where he is, Miloa. He thought the throne room above was a farmhouse in the woods, and the trapdoor the entrance to a root cellar. I do not know what illusory foe he believes he faces, but whatever form it takes, I know this. It must be the work of the Great Fear.
He is down here, but I know not how we might save him.
Trolls? At this time of year?
Look out!
There is no time to waste. Slay them all! The trolls return!
Manel, dear, awake from this.
The specters of his past hold him tightly, woman. He will never escape them.
You lie! How have you worked this evil?
Great power resides in Karndum. I was given only a part. The new Lord of Angmar possesses a good deal more.
Release him from the spell!
I will not abandon you. I will not. Release him. Only the grave can do so.
No! No!
The power given to me by my master is of great use. All he asks in return is that I serve him. But I was a lord. This was to be my land. None command me. Perhaps I will take on a new form, a young form, and strong. This kingdom will be mine again, a kingdom of the dead.
Stay thy hand, creature!
You are too late.
But still, we will oppose you!
Your time will come, thin-blooded craven. The kingdom of the dead will await you.
Gorwin, are you all right?
I will live, but Menelder...
Menelder's breathing is shallow, his heart beats slow. He does not have much time left. There were trolls, Miloa, like there were before. My watch, my vigil. I would not abandon those folk, not this time. Not for my oath, for me. Menelder slips away. He is gone. The creature has fled, Miloa, and we cannot pursue it from here, but we will see its designs undone and the schemes of its master overthrown, I swear it. For now we will bring Menelder from this place. We will not leave him here.
The Grey Fear has fled, but he will not abandon his hatred of this land.
When he reappears, wherever that may be, he must be faced again. Let us hope there are others with your strength and with Menelder's strength to oppose him. Halbarad nods solemnly. Aye, there was strength in Menelder I had not seen before. I will not say my people judged him too harshly. Instead I will say this. I know what caused him to depart the Dunedain. Did he trust you with the tale? You nod, remembering the pain on Menelder's face as the two of you prepared to take the road out of Herne. That he let his caution wane, and a family paid for it with their lives, is a matter of great sadness. But if he spoke of his mistake to Aragorn, chieftain of the Dunedain, and he to whom we swore our oaths, he would not find heated words. He would not find reprimand or reprisal. He would find words of support and understanding, and perhaps tears. Menelder made a mistake, as every man and woman who walk these lands has made a mistake. Some were lesser and some were greater, but what truly matters is how they learned from the mistakes they made. He broke his oath not on the day his watchfulness waned, but on the day he left us, the day he fled from a family that would have helped him. It might have been otherwise, had he not given in to the guilt he felt. I cannot wash away that dishonor, but so too can I not erase the deeds he performed on behalf of the Dunedain and the people of Cardolan in the last few days. These are all things I would tell him now, if I could, but it is too late for such words. Before the shadow of his guilt fell upon Menelder, he was a Dundan. A cairn of stones will be raised in Thornhead in honor of all the rangers who have died in Cardillan these past few days, and I will see that Menelder is included in that memorial. He was one of us, for a time, and at the end he fought for us with the courage we could not have expected. Farewell, Menelder. Rest easy.
If it is true that the realm of Angmar rises again, we are about to become very busy.
We have shown the Grey Fear that this land will not surrender without resistance, but it seems other dangers spring forth even now. If it is true that the realm of Angmar rises again, and its new leader serves the Lord of the Nazgul, we are about to become very busy, Miloa. This is what I think we should do. I will travel to the North Downs to see if there is activity along the border with Angmar. I will go with a number of my kin to reinforce the old city of Estelden, abandoned for many years in a hidden cleft among the hills. If it need become a thriving settlement once again, and draw the eye of new foes away from other peaceful villages, well, I will make that judgment when I get there. As for you, Miloa, you have proven yourself a friend to the Dunedain. I suggest that you aid the people of the North Downs and the Lowlands, increasing your strength and the good you can do for the people who dwell in those places. When you have achieved as much as you can for them, seek out the Ranger Candeth, who keeps watch on Amon Sol, the old hill of Weathertop in the Lowlands. Tell him what you have seen here, and warn him of the rising dangers that now threaten Middle-earth. Go with the good will of the Dunedain, my friend. May we meet again in happier times. Continue your adventures in the Lowlands, North Downs, and reach level 32. And that's where it ties in. Right there. My guess is this is gonna be the last one. We do a little bit of research real quick. Check out the LOTRO wiki before the shadow. No. Wonder if it added. So yeah, this is kind of where it wraps up. As soon as you get this, you go talk to Candeth, and then you carry on with the regular epic storyline. So, pretty much, I'm done with this whole area. That then concludes today's adventures. Thank you, everyone, and have a lovely day.